This is the money maker right here.
Got the Doge wallpaper on. Invested in Dogecoin back in the day. Halved my money a few times, so I thought it's only right to get the Tesla with the Dogecoin wallpaper on it. Thoughts, mate?
Mate, all I'm saying is you're the worst investor of all time. Nah,
property, I'm good, bro.
Property,
I'm fucking good. Crypto, I'm not very good.
Yeah, crypto, you're awful.
That's why we stick to brick. That's why we stick to bricks and mortar, bro.
Mate, I can't wait to buy my first gaff. We've bought I think we bought probably 20, 30, 40 gaffs for people now. We're working with houses all the time. I can't wait to have my own, which I rent out or SA. Probably will get it together, most definitely. And I can't wait to develop houses in the future. That's what I'm really excited for. Take rundown either commercial, residential, transform them into something that can be leased out, I don't know, as a nursery, as anything, but probably the most financially rewarding solution, or the most, intrinsically rewarding solution.
Some big words from the boy there. Some big words from the boy. Fair play.
Apparently we're filming a YouTube video today, which is something we've never done before, but we've been AFK for so long, building a business. So we thought we'd give you a little day in the life and an insight into the UK's fastest growing Airbnb business. So what have the boys got planned for today? So big day today, and we've been offered a 23-bed property next to Salford General Hospital from a potential client of ours, which we need to review the numbers on. We're going in person to view a 13-bedder, and we've onboarded 3 properties last week in Liverpool and where's the other one? Liverpool again,
and Duckenfield. So
and Duckenfield, and then 5 properties last week. So we need this week is all about getting those properties up and live. And meeting the landlords and sort of setting those expectations right.
Yeah, we've also got to train our new VAs, our old VAs. We've only had them for a month, so they're all kind of new. But we want to ensure that they can then list these properties correctly, use the softwares correctly. And yeah, it's mad growing at scale because everything's happening so fast right now, and it's just about managing it and making sure everything's done properly. So yeah, we've got client statements to send out today.
Yeah, so much stuff to
we've
do
got
today.
lots of accounting to do.
But before that, the boys have got 2 breakfast burritos from the office that we're in currently, which is absolutely banging. And this is £3.80, subsidised food, #free school meals, and this is banging. Also, one of the hardest things in this business that we always talk about is knowing what to say yes and no to. Like, we get offered so many properties each week. I'd say we get between 2 to 5 landlords per day wanting to work with us, offering us their properties. And so many of them will tell you they've got the best property in the world, X, Y, and Z. And then when you see it, there might be structural issues, there might be damp works, there might be anything that could put our business in jeopardy and give us a bad review. So honestly, a lot of the time we spend literally just filtering through properties. And obviously when we get properties, it's making them as best as they possibly can be to make sure that landlords are making as much money. And obviously off the back of that, we're making as much money as possible.
Now, to have the best Airbnb property, you do need to spend a bit of money or to get it to our standards. Because one thing we don't want is to take on, something that has marked walls or rubbish sofas and beds and uncomfortable beds, because ultimately that will affect our business. Now, it might make the landlord more money, but our business is more important than the landlord's money. We need good reviews, good clients, good customers.
Is that Keir Starmer has actually made our business more easy than ever to work. He's implemented the Renters' Rights Bill. No landlords are wanting to be renting to traditional tenants. So the cost per lead we're getting currently for Airbnb is absolutely ridiculous. It's like we can pay £2 to £5 for a lead that's going to pay us like £3,000 to £5,000 a year, which is why we're starting to document it and why we're literally going to grow this now for the next 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years.
Scale acting as well. Have you got a vacant property?
yeah. Rabbi on the hands is what's making us the money at the moment. This guy's pretty phased.
One thing from transitioning from sourcing to Airbnb management that is completely different is the accounting side. With sourcing, you get large chunk payments and you know where you're at every month. Whereas with Airbnb, it's so much harder to track. You're holding a lot more of clients' money, you've got cleaning fees, you've got maintenance issues, and this is something we're learning to combat right now. Staying on top of the books is definitely a challenge, but we're going to go through the statements today and make sure everything's okay. So we've just had a really productive morning going through all the client statements, so all our clients will be getting paid out tomorrow. Most of them have done really, really well. It was January, so it was low season, but we've actually done well considering that, and we found lots of different strategies to combat low season. We're reaching out directly to contractors, calling sites, And also, we've reached out to some companies to help us, like Comfy Workers.
For me, we've actually closed that many properties recently that we've got our refurbing / staging pipeline, and we're soon going to be doubling the portfolio size, which is crazy because every single month we're doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling, which is sick. But it's also like crazy because we're going to need more staff. We've gone from 2 of us to 5 of us in like 3 months. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting sort of scaling the business over these next coming months and just seeing what happens, because things go wrong all the time. But one thing we've learned is that it's just about how you adapt to it. And I think the biggest lesson we've both learned from this is when things go wrong, communicate with the guests correctly and communicate with landlords correctly, and that, you know, no one can be pissed off if you handle things the right way. So that's my big takeaway from this all, to be fair. Bit of an admin day all day today. Me and Ravi have been looking at listings that are doing well and looking at listings that we can improve, because that's the difference with Airbnb management as opposed to long-term let management, is that we've got to proactively go out and get the properties filled. If they're making money, we're making money. So yeah, Ravi's just on the call to one of our virtual assistants, our head virtual assistant, Big Jurgen. She is an absolute beast, and she was the 3rd hire we made. We had 2 VAs before her, but they were nowhere near as good, so we thought, fuck it, we're going to ball out, get a really expensive VA who is worth it, and she's been an absolute game changer, and we're now employing one of her friends as well. So yeah, we're now on the way to a 13-bed property and a 26-bed property as well, with this portfolio landlord who has over 2,000, maybe 3,000 properties. So super good guy for us to work with, super good guy for us to get involved with, and fingers crossed these meetings go as planned. Double our portfolio month on month just using his properties. So yeah, fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the boys are on one today, so we'll see.
So as we're going on these viewings, we've got Jurgen looking at Hubstaff, which is a software to track our nighttime VA. Obviously, we do trust our staff, but you can't be certain. Like, we don't want to be paying someone, you know, hour by hour, and they're not doing what they're supposed to. So this is definitely useful as we're growing, because when we have, like, you know, 10, 15 staff in the future, we need to be sure of what they're all doing, so we're not spending unnecessary money, and we definitely get the quality of work we deserve.
With a sourcing business, you always have to be there in person, so if something goes wrong, you have to rock up there, sort it out, and you can systemize that, yes, but because there's no recurring revenue, it's quite a stressful thing to systemize. Whereas with the Airbnb management business, we've got an operations manager, we've got overseas staff, and when something goes wrong, we can have staff there within an hour, usually within Manchester. So the best thing about this business is how systemizable it is for me, and how we can sort of be out of the country and the business still progresses and still grows. And we're only small now, but I can only see that getting easier and easier as time goes on. So that, for me, is the best thing about this business, and it's why we're doubling down on Airbnb management in 2026. Start making your first bit of money online, you have to get yourself a pair of these blue light blocking glasses, just so you're an obnoxious cunt. And yeah, I wear them when I'm driving. I don't really wear them at any other time, but I'm actually fair addicted to wearing them driving now, and I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon, because they are pretty flare. We need to get young Ravi a pair of them, because me and him do wear the same clothes pretty much.
He's got my jacket on
every day, just in different sizes. It is crazy. We have the same pair of loafers, the same pair of smart shoes. I bought this jacket because he bought it. Like, yeah, we're 2 peas in a pod. And I don't, for anyone who doesn't know, me and this man have grown up together. We've known each other since we were 4 and 6 years old. So I think actually the best part of this business, I should have said before, is literally building a business with someone who's like my best mate in in the whole world. And just, you know, the highs and lows, we get on 99% of the time, but there is times we butt heads, and I think that's just all part of it, really, because we're 2 strong personalities, and obviously we're the 2 ballsiest motherfuckers that would quit jobs and put themselves through these trials and tribulations.
For real.
So yeah, it's going to be such a sick year this year, which is why we're filming this YouTube, because like this is just the start. Like every month we're adding 5 to 10 properties to our books each month. We've got great clients. We're going to have loads of highs, loads of lows, loads of lessons, and the team's just going to continue expanding. So we're going to take this business from, you know, 5 figures to 7 figures hopefully this year. So it's going to be a really, really good year for us, and I'm very excited to document the whole thing on YouTube, so that one day, when we're old and grey, we'll have something to look back on and be proud of ourselves for.
100%.
2016. Thoughts on that 13 bedder, bro? Not even a 13 bedder. Thoughts on that 23 bedder, bro?
My thoughts are we should at least try it. I mean, I think we should try it as mid-term bookings. If we get interest, we can see if it's viable, then put a plan together from there. If we don't get any interest, we can just say, look, we haven't got any interest, let's not run it. I don't think you'd run it as a short-term let, for sure, though.
No, yeah, too big to be doing like parties and stuff. But the benefit of this 13 bedder, 23 bedder, is that Salford Hospital is literally there, and the previous tenants who were in there, the lease expired, but they were half full with people from the hospital. So if we were going to run it, we do it as a trial listing and see if we get a large contracting company who's working in Manchester for a long period of time to take it on. I'm keen to look into it, but I'm also hesitant because fuck me, it is the biggest property I've been inside in a long time. But now we've got this 13 bedder to go to, and I'm more excited about this one. This one's getting a full refurb. I think they're putting all en suites and all bedrooms as well. So I've seen a lot of contracting companies around that size, like 13, 14 lads, that are looking for places in Manchester. So in my opinion, I'd rather put my energy into that, but I totally get what Ravi's saying in terms of trialling it, because he is right. We could just get photos taken, stick it on, see what happens. Worst case, nothing happens and no one's lost anything. We've just learned, you know, what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure. I just think there's limited people. So with that property, there's 23 different rooms with 23 different bathrooms. I think that's a pretty big USP. There's not really anything like that in Manchester that we can see on Airbnb at the moment. So I think if there's let's say someone building, I don't know, a block of flats or something like that, and they need to be in Manchester for 6 months, they can book it out for the whole team. Think how much 23 separate hotel rooms would be, or, you know, 10 different Airbnbs, how much they would be. I think it's definitely a good option just to trial, you know. Don't put too much effort in the interim. List it as a trial listing, request a book, and then see if the demand's there. If the demand's not there, we don't have to do it. But obviously, if there is demand, then it's definitely a viable option for all parties. So we're now at the 13 bed property. It's looking pretty good, to be fair. It looks very big, as you'd expect, and I'm excited for this one. Like Jack said, it's getting fully refurbed, so I guess we can kind of guide the refurb team, or at least guide the owner on kind of our standards and what we would expect, which wasn't the case with the previous property. So yeah, I mean, it gives us a bit more creative freedom and lets us work to what we know works.
But this one is really big again. They own both of this one and this one. And as Ravi said, there's 13 beds in total, which I think, in my opinion, is probably more viable for contractor stays. I always see like comfy workers requests coming through for like 16 plus lads, which is ideal for this sort of setup. So yeah, I'm really excited to see inside of this one, because I think in reality it's a good location. We've got parking for 3 or 4 cars here, 3 or 4 vans for contractors, and then 2 more up front as well. So more than enough space for contractors, and it should be a good money earner for the landlord and ourselves if we can get the right refurb sorted on it. I'd like to make a formal complaint about this man. He actually only gets train tickets from Salford Central to Manchester Victoria, when in reality should be getting them from Wiltshire. So I know probably we're only going to get like 50 views on this, but if any of you work for the train company, look out for this man, Ravi Devan Goshawk, and fine him, please, because he's taking the piss here, taking the piss out of the system.
No, mate, honestly, like, the fact is, mate, if you're not going to have conductors on the train, why the fuck am I paying full price?
Oh, mate, dodgy guy.
Mate, I like a deal, mate. You know what I mean? True. If I can get something for a third of the price,
that is true. And they are extortionate, they never run on time, so I guess you are right.
Mate, like, I don't know.
I thought we might as well talk some numbers. Portfolio size currently is around 22 properties. We've grown that in a 4-month period, which is insane. Signed on this month already, I think it's 5, and we're probably going to sign on another 5 because we've got literally some great properties coming on. We've got 2 penthouses coming on, which is insane. We have potentially a country home coming on in Stockport Way, which is lovely, but like the portfolio is just growing week on week, and it's just honestly insane. Like the amount of people that are working with us, that we're getting great results for, and are trusting us with their lovely properties is insane. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this, because it's just so cool, like listing a property and making people a lot more money than they were making traditionally. So yeah, numbers wise, we're going to be aiming to be around 25 grand in terms of booking revenue this month, which would be really good for at least hopefully.
At least I think 30.
Hopefully 25 to 30 grand this month, which would be sick. Obviously staff wise, we're at 5 staff now. So yeah, we're just going to continue documenting this week in, week out, what numbers we are. We didn't talk about this ever. We've never talked about this publicly, but we got a £9,000 booking for 1 month in one of our properties for one of our clients, which is just insane. Just a normal 4-bedroom house in Wigan that would have done usually like 1,800 to 2,000 a month. We got 9 grand for 1 month. So if you're watching this and you want to get into Airbnb, we're your fucking boys to chat to, because we will get your property earning a lot more than it is right now on long-term let. Good meeting there with 2 young lads like ourselves, 23 and 24 they were, and they've just bought a 13 bed, super good lads. They usually lease to social housing providers, so it's going to be interesting if we work with them. Tesla's going crazy because it's got a leaf in the
In the sensors.
it's got a leaf in the sensor. What was I saying? Yeah, so 13 bedders. They usually lease them to social housing providers, but they're thinking about working with us. So just super interesting opportunity. I think these 2 meetings we've had today, they're just opening up our business to different avenues and different sort of like landlords. Like we're very used to working with people who've got 1 to 3 properties, but both the people we've met this morning have got, 50 to, well, one of them's got thousands of properties. So really interesting for us to work with these sorts of people, because obviously if we build a good working relationship with them, do 1 or 2 properties with them, there's nothing that stops us getting 10 to 50 off them per year. So it's a really exciting time, really, and I can really see the way this business is going. Obviously we both care so much about this business and growing it, so it's just, all of the hard work we've put in, all of the late nights. We've not even been doing this for 10 months, and here we are. We've got staff and responsibilities, and it is just like a crazy surreal run, and I'm very, very grateful to be doing this, because it's just, I can't. A year ago, if you'd have told us that we'd be doing this now and we'd have staff,
No, we might believe. We are both very confident.
But also, like, I wouldn't have believed like how far we've come in that time period. Like 2 businesses to 6 figures in 10 months is just, in my opinion. Obviously, I know people have done a lot better than in their lives, but like for us, it's a big achievement, and it's just like super happy to be a part of it. And meetings like today just make me realise that like the sky's the fucking limit. You can meet 1 or 2 people in this game, and they completely change your life and change your business. So it's just really about continuing to build relationships like this, and I think that's where we're going to go long term, is big portfolio landlords who've got those properties and want a bit of diversification in there. But it just goes to show, talk to people and let people know what you do, and hopefully the opportunities will come your way. We are currently back at the flat. We've got 2 proposals to send over to 2 landlords that we met at the properties today, a 23 bedder and that 13 bedder.
Altogether 39 beds.
I'm not even sure if any of these will become our properties, but like days like this, as we were saying, just good to network with these sorts of people. This guy's out arguing with VAs who are telling him that the people that we can't.
No pet policy. 6 months down the line, no pets. Mate, just fucking take the booking and tell them it'll be an extra cleaning fee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate.
New VA, mate.
New VA, but she's good though, right? She's good.
She is very good. Hopefully she's not in the chat. She's not.
But this is it. This is the setup for tonight. Obviously, we actually won property startup. I can't see this.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Property startup of the year. You can see that awarded to Jack and Ravi. So this is why we're building this, because we've had good growth, and now it's time to do some evening work with the boys with a nice little view. Get this boxed off, and then this guy's keen for it, and then we're hopefully going to get some more contracts signed. I've got some sales stuff. Ravi's got to go home and see his girlfriend. We sent both proposals over to the landlords that we met today. Not really sure which way they'll go, but either way we've given our thoughts and our solutions, so if they choose to work with us, great. And now we've been sent through more properties from other landlords, so we're going to spend the next hour or 2 revising what we can offer on those sorts of properties. And then we're going to look at the current portfolio and see what needs changing, what needs tweaking, and where we can get more bookings. So, we've got a full hour or 2 ahead of work, and it's 6:30 tonight. Hopefully clock off about 8 and enjoy the evening. But this is the reality of what we do. It's pretty intense. It's long hours, but it's also very enjoyable because, we've got good clients, we work with great properties, and, I work with my best mate, so could be worse, eh? Could be worse. This fucking guy, mate, this guy thinks he's Bruce Wayne right now. Look at this guy. On the evening shift. Come on, bro.
Mate, let's go. We're just getting the payouts out to clients. So, for example, this property here, they have got paid out 1,200 in the lowest month in the year. So look, next month they might get 2,200. Because February, March, April, the prices go up.
And bear in mind, this is a property that on a long-term let would get 750 pounds per month. So even in the lowest month of the year, they're getting 1,100, and we've got a long-term booking in there now until April.
Yeah, these guys have 3 properties on with us. They love buying with us. And they love getting their properties managed by us because we're making them even richer, man.
And we're making ourselves a few quid in the process as well, inshallah.
When does the tenner lights?
I think that is going to round off the daily vlog for the boys. Who knows what we'll film, when we'll film next. We've got Adam, our content guy, is always on us telling us to film. But I think we're going to start documenting this because this is more for ourselves. This is fun to film. Doing our actual work, talking about what we're doing every now and again, and we don't care if we get 1 or 10 views or 10,000, which I doubt we will.
Go.
But we're going to keep on documenting this shit because one day it'll be fun to look back on and see everything we've done.
When we're billionaires.
when we're billionaires, when we got one tower Jack, one tower called Rav and Jack Towers. We're in Deansgate Towers right now, but we'll have bigger ones.
Yeah, wishful thinking, mate. Let's get a few more properties on the books first. Right, we'll see you boys next year or week. Who knows when. Bye bye.